Hello, I'm Richard Maltby, and I'm the president of the Kleban Foundation. And on behalf of the board, I want to welcome you to the 32nd annual and the second virtual Kleban Prize presentation. The Kleban Prize is one of the most distinguished in all of the musical theater. It is a large award, $100,000 given in two parts, each year to a most promising librettist and a most promising lyricist. Each year, I like to begin these ceremonies by introducing Ed Kleban's oldest and best friend, Maury Yeston, who will tell you a little bit about Ed and his career.
Hello there, it's Maury Yeston welcoming you and addressing you on behalf of the Kleban gang. Every year when we have two wonderful winners, I tell a little story about Ed. This one is about when Ed was working at CBS Records and working on his show, 1,000 Clowns, and there was a knock at the door, and his boss, Goddard Lieberson, the great inventor of the cast album, came in and said, "What's that, Ed?" And Ed didn't really want to let him know what he was doing, and he said, "Oh, it's nothing at all." And Lieberson said, "No, it sounds good." And Ed said, "Well, I'm working on I'm writing a show called based on 1,000 Clowns." And Lieberson said, "Well, let's listen to it." And they sat down and they played through it together. And Ed said, "What do you think?" And Lieberson said, "I think you may have found yourself a way out of this building." And so in giving you this award, you wonderful honorees, I think Ed would be saying to you, he thinks maybe whatever it is that you're doing now for a living, you may have found your way out of it into your dream. And we certainly hope you do. So congratulations to all.
Thank you, Maury. And now, before we move on, I'd like to say a little bit about how the Kleban Prize is awarded. Applicants submit materials to us. This year, I think there are more than 200 applicants. Readers read all of the applications and all of the material and advance some 20 or so finalists to a panel of judges. The panel of judges, we have been extraordinarily fortunate over the years in the distinguished company of Broadway professionals who have been willing to be the judges for the Kleban Prize. This year, they are our 2018 Kleban winner, Sarah Hammond, lyricist and musical director Or Matthias, and Broadway actor Manu Narayan. The materials are delivered to the judges blind. There is no name attached. There's no information about who the writers are, their age, where they're from, or anything. The judges judge it entirely upon the material. In fact, the board members do not know the winners until the very last minute when the judges deliver the names to us. There's one other thing that I think is worth pointing out. Most musical theater prizes are given for a specific work. A show is decided as a prize winner and the writers get an award. That is not the case with the Kleban Award. The materials are judged in order to determine the talent of the applicants, but the prize is not given for a specific work. In fact, it is given for work that is not yet written. I can't think of any other prize that is as inspired, as enlightened as that is. And now, it gives me great pleasure to move on to the winners. We are extremely blessed this year because one of Broadway's most brilliant stars has agreed to come and introduce to you the winners of this year's Kleban Prize. Miss Bernadette Peters.
Hello, everyone. It will come as no surprise to hear that performers like myself do not make up the things we say. We rely on writers. We are nothing without writers. That's why I am so honored to be able to introduce this year's winners for the Kleban Prizes. What I think is really exciting is that each of these writers have a fresh and unique voice, which you will soon hear. The winner for this year's most promising lyricist is César Alvarez.
Hello, and thank you so much to the Kleban Foundation. This is an extraordinary honor, a life-changing, transformative award to receive. I wanted to share that when I first started thinking about writing musicals, I went to Lincoln Center and I went into a little cubicle and got to watch the original off-Broadway recording of a chorus line. And even on this tiny screen, I felt this incredibly authentic, collective musical storytelling that was represented in that piece. And Ed Kleban's lyrics really immediately started to create a possibility space for me, because I was thinking about collective storytelling in that way with my band and with these little musicals that I had been working on. And I just feel really transformed by that work and by Ed's lyrics, and it is absolutely profound to now be supported by an artist that I already feel supported by and changed by. So I just want to thank my partner of 14 years, Emily Orling, and constant collaborator, who is the first person to hear my lyrics always, and always seems to be right about everything somehow. And also my kids, my 3 kids, who have brought so much creativity, music, and noise into my life. I want to thank my agent, Rachel Viola, my collaborator, Sarah Benson, both of whom seem to believe in me, even when I am forgetting how to believe in myself. And I want to thank my sister, Ana Maria Alvarez, my parents, Joe and Sally Alvarez, who have just supported me unconditionally my entire life. There have been institutions and human beings that have opened doors for me over the course of my career. Jean Anzulis, Joanna Settle, Soho Rep, Ars Nova, Andrew Neisler, and longtime collaborators Eric Farber and Sammy Tunis, none of whom, without whom I would not be here getting to make music for my life. And then I also just want to say there are hundreds of people that have helped me put together my musicals, and I've tried to list them all on my website. So please go and see them. There's so many incredible collaborators that I couldn't possibly begin to say all their names. And then I finally just want to thank my middle school, high school band directors, music teachers, and English teachers, all of whom created the possibility of music, songwriting, theater, and poetry in my life, especially Robin Gorham and Forrest Munden. I don't know if I would be making musicals if I hadn't encountered music in my public school when I was a kid. And so I just think about them so much, and I'm just so grateful that I get to make art, that I get to write songs and write lyrics, and I'm so hopeful that this award is going to just really help me do that more and do it better. So thank you very much, the Kleban Foundation. I'm going to play a song called Mandela from my musical The Potluck. This tells the story of the Greensboro Massacre, which was an incident in 1979 where 5 anti-capitalist protesters were murdered by the Ku Klux Klan, all 5 of whom were very close friends of my parents, and 2 of whom I'm named after, Cesar Calce and James Waller. In the musical, I asked my father, he hasn't seen his best friend after 40 years, what would he say to him if he got to see him? And in the musical, his spirit is actually present, and my father sings this song to the spirit of his lost best friend.
You'll never believe it, they ended apartheid in South Africa and elected Mandela president. The Berlin Wall came down and the Soviet Union broke up. There is this deadly disease that was killing mostly gay men, so the government acted like it didn't exist, but it did and still does. Terrorists attacked New York and DC, and the World Trade Center collapsed. So we went to war again. There is this giant conversation happening on computers between nearly everyone on Earth. It is a mess and it's incredible. America had its first black president, and a bunch of people took over a park near Wall Street for weeks, which forced everyone to start talking about income inequality on the national news. You would have thought it was great. Also, the economy nearly collapsed in 2008. There is this thing called a meme, which is a self-replicating idea. So things spread fast now in ways that are both good and bad, I suppose. And cars can drive themselves if you can afford one of those. And phones and cameras and computers are all one thing, and about the thickness of a few dimes, and we communicate with hieroglyphs instead of words sometimes. The earth is warming up because of pollution, and humans can't agree about what to do. Some people are in denial of what they are so clearly living through. Young people are getting mad, and even though it feels like things have gotten so bad, it's an amazing time to be alive. And can you believe Mandela got elected? We never would have predicted that. It would have seemed too idealistic to have imagined it, but I guess history turns out more bizarre than we'd like to admit. Oh, and a socialist Jew was running for president. A white supremacist killed a woman at a protest in Charlottesville and got convicted of murder. It's sad that the conviction is big news, but it made me think of you like we do almost every day. We all get together every year. We talk politics on the beach and drink halfway decent beer. I've stayed in the struggle since. Now I have my own business. I know what a capitalist, but I help activists do better work. I better get back to work. I have this high-stakes meeting tomorrow. I named my son after you. My second born, I mean. And I have 5 grandkids. I saw my mom's childhood home in Spain, and I have 2 hearing aids, but I can't complain. After you died, I grew up too fast. Whiplashed, why you? Why not me? Why not any other goddamn thing? And I can't believe you didn't get to see Mandela get elected. You would have loved that. I'm sorry I wasn't there. I'm sorry I couldn't save you. I know you are not frozen in space somewhere. Maybe you keep watch over the tides like the moon. And maybe I will see you soon.
Now I'm going to play a video for another song from the potluck. It's called Let's Make a Drama. At the beginning of the musical, I'm sort of freaking out because I got this commission to write a musical about this terrible thing that happened, but I don't really want to do it, but I really need the money. But also the victims of the Greensboro Massacre were trying to destroy capitalism. And so it's problematic that I'm now writing a musical because I got a commission. And I'm getting really confused. And also I started thinking about why all sorts of musicals always have Nazis in them. And then I realized that my musical does have Nazis in them. And maybe that's good, or maybe that's problematic. Anyways, and then I just decide to sing a song. I co-directed this music video with my 10-year-old, Ami Alvarez-Orling. And I hope you enjoy.
Let's make a drama with no discernible distinction between the foreground and the background. I need more sound. I wanna dance on the artificially flat ground. Let's make a drama with the world we make. Bake, bake, bake the actual world into a milkshake. Hey, this is the drama. Everything in a laboratory is collaboratory fiction. An actor's diction of text shows a subtext of a literary inscription. Let's make a drama. Hierarchies melt away. New topographies grow all day. Dimensions on dimensions show dimensions, multi-dimensional wit. Don't mention it. Let's make a drama. The sun bakes us and we bake the sun. Oh, we're number one. Oh, no. Ho, ho. This is a drama. Push aside the misty, misty curtain. We so uncertainly dance in a figure three, open twice on one side. Just contemplate the person sitting next to you. That armrest is a table set for two. Have another couple of bourbons. Boom! Now a sudden disturbance. Boom! Everything is clouds. Water droplets behave like crowds. Many places all at once, spreading present moments into months. Objects moving objects just because the Nazis are good at making worlds doesn't mean we should preserve them. Let's happily desert them in this drama with no discernible distinction between the foreground and the background. I need more sound. I wanna dance on the artificially black ground. There's no discernible distinction between the foreground and the background. I need more sound. I wanna dance on the artificially flat ground. Flat ground, background, flat ground, background, flat ground, black ground, flat ground, background, 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 bow, cow, bow, cow, bow, 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 in this drama.
Thank you, César, and congratulations. And now I'm happy to introduce the winner of the prize for the most promising librettist, Isabella Dawis.
Thank you, Mr. Maltby and new dramatists. I can't tell you what an unexpected honor the Kleban Prize is for me. I'm not a drama school graduate. I don't have a production or published work to my name yet. So the fact that I'm speaking to you today is a testament to the Kleban Committee's ability to uplift new and emerging writers. So thank you. My love for musical theater, however, is not new. I grew up in a Filipino-American household where Broadway soundtracks were constantly playing in the background, so I became a musical theater performer. But off stage, I was filling up notebooks with my own stories just for myself. I never dreamed of writing a musical until the composer Tataya Sinutok suggested that we apply together for the Fifth Avenue Theater's first draft commission to propose a musical about an Asian American woman climbing Mount Everest after her sister's death. I'm so glad that I just said yes to the beauty of creating a new world, an epic adventure which would center on the love between two sisters in an Asian American family and the desire to conquer death itself. I saw the potential to invite Asian, female, and immigrant voices into the American musical theater, and I wanted this story to illuminate our relationship to planet Earth and to the natural world. I said yes to all this, to a writing partnership with Tataya. Together we have written that show, Half the Sky, and we are working on a second, Sunwatcher. And unknowingly, I said yes to creating a community of collaborators, mentors, and friends. So I thank Desdemona Chang and Nana Dakin, both incredible directors and incredible cooks. I thank the organizations who have supported me as a librettist, especially the Fifth Avenue Theater, Bill Berry and Kelsey Thorgelson, the Weston Playhouse and Susanna Gellert, Mayan Teo and Ikumi Kuranaga. These are people who have supported my work when I needed it the most. Thank you to my agent, Rachel Ellicott at Paradigm. Thank you to the actors, musicians, designers, stage managers, crew members, and theater staff who have all directly assisted my writing. Your hard work is never lost on me. And lastly, thank you to my family. Dad, thanks for reminding me not to hide my light under a bushel basket. Thank you, Mom. You are my best and worst critic. And a big shout out to my sister and first ever collaborator, Francesca. When we were kids, Francesca and I created a multiverse of fantasy worlds, each with their own musical. That's true. And I never imagined that that could one day become my profession. I'm excited to introduce two songs for you today, both from musicals written with Tataya Sinutok. The first is from Half the Sky, sung by the protagonist Orly, a young Thai-American woman who has set out to fulfill her childhood dream of climbing Mount Everest a year after her sister's death. It's Act 2. We're at Everest Base Camp, the night before the final push to the summit. And alone in her tent, Orly is preparing herself to conquer the mountain. Here is Shannon Tayo singing Outside from Half the Sky.
You could be anywhere, Mount Hood or Mount Rainier, a tent in darkness in the snow. Why can't you catch your breath? You trained for this all year, already dizzy, going slow. And every time you close your eyes, a feeling you don't recognize. Why hide from something you don't know? You know that lacing up your boots is easy, zipping up your coat is easy, putting on your hat that you can do. No question, though your heart is beating fast now, there's no use in going back now. Open up the tent and walk through. Just go outside. Take only what you need, just for a couple days, just like a weekend on the road. You don't have room for pain. That burning goes away. It won't protect you from the cold. Don't even try to win this fight. You're never gonna sleep tonight. Some things are out of your control, but you know that lacing up your boots is easy, zipping up your coat is easy, putting on your hat that you can do. No question, though your heart is beating fast now, there's no chance of going back now. Open up the tent and walk through. Mantung wela tijagadun sujud mai. Mantung wela tijagadun sujud mai. I know it's time to go.
This next song is from Sun Watcher, a chamber musical inspired by classical no theater. It intertwines the true story of Japanese female astronomer Hisako Koyama with the Japanese myth of the sun goddess Amaterasu. We started writing Sun Watcher during the pandemic, and this video is a creative rendering of what the stage production might be like. I'm happy to introduce singer Gemma Na and dancer Natsuko Hirano, directed by Nana Dakin, with video and production designed by Suzu Sakai. This is Travel Song from Sun Watcher.
My name is not Galileo. My name is not Heinrich, not Pierre or Rudolph or Johann. My name is Hisako. The year is 1943. The sun is setting over Tokyo. The city plunges into shadow, hiding from the bomber planes above. But I go out into the dark. I drag my mattress into the backyard. I take my flashlight and the telescope my father gave me. I look up at the sky. I'm going far from Tokyo, traveling far from home, leaving the city streets below, following heaven's glow, to a world I've never known, to sights I've never seen, wandering a distant land, with no help to point the way, except the book of stars open in my hand. Now I am far from Tokyo, traveling into space, free of the earthbound life I know, free from time and place. In the dark I lose my way, not one familiar sign. I wonder if I've gone too far, but I take another step. I stumble on the path of a falling star, flying on a star. I have reached the moon, high and bright. I reach out for the moon. Its face is covered in shadow. It turns away. It leaves me cold. Must I remain in Tokyo, never leaving home, alone till dawn? Something moves in the sky above me.
Thank you, Isabella, and congratulations. Well, that's it. That's our presentation for this year. I want to congratulate the winners, and of course, a great big thanks to the divine Bernadette Peters. We hope we'll see you all next year. Thank you for coming.
Sensation, every little step he takes. One thrilling combination.